Good morning, everyone. It's wine o'clock here at the Wineman's. Today's special wine is the Prima Nature Chardonnay from Gerard Bertrand in the Languedoc in the south of France. This is the 2020 vintage. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about this wine and about Gerard and what makes this such an amazing wine. But I won't be tasting it because I am on a 75-day thing of no alcohol, not even tasting. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on to Gerard Bertrand. What makes him such an outstanding winemaker? Well, he has converted best part of 2,000 acres of his vines and his friends' vines into organic and biodynamic vines. Now, there's 350 people that work to produce these incredible wines. Now, biodynamic and organic are very, very different to just normal wines, because they're made in harmony with the soil. They're made in harmony with the world and the universe, and it gives an honest and a beautiful synergy with the soil that is living soil, that is not just replowed every single time and that doesn't have, and everything is harvested by hand, so there's no machinery or anything like that. So let's move on to the Prima Nature. Obviously, the name of it says, I am at one with nature. And this is a great example because it's putting nature first. And there is a number of reasons that they do that. So in Gerard's thing, they've got 6 different governing bodies that say that he is making different organic and biodynamic wines. This particular one, this is vegan, this is organic, vino biologique, as you can see on there. And basically it's bee friendly. There's a whole load of other different things that he has on these different governing bodies that say that he makes amazing wine. So what makes this Chardonnay different to other Chardonnays? Well, the biggest thing is that they pick the grapes 8 to 10 days before they're actually ready. And that allows them to be at their freshest, almost a little bit grippy in them, a little bit tart, as if you were biting into a hard apple. Now, the reason for that is because they put this particular wine through malolactic fermentation. And that's quite important because what happens is it's different to other forms of fermentation. And what happens is that it takes the tart malic acid, which again is like in a firm apple, and it allows it to ferment and transform into the much softer lactic acid. So that produces a much creamier, smoother, velvety and buttery style of wine that you get with Chardonnay, but without any oak influence. So that means that you're not going to get a banging headache the next day. Makes a big difference with it. So, and that is because they want to keep the acidity at the maximum and the freshness at the maximum. This is very important to Gerard when he is making a wine of this ilk. And also, he wants to make this Chardonnay so that it's going to age for a couple of years. So this is the 2020 vintage. It's just been released. This is going to keep, I would say, for at least 3 years, and it will just keep rewarding you time and time again. So if we're looking at the taste, now obviously I'm not tasting it, so I'm just going to be telling you what it tastes like. So you're going to get that buttery characteristic. You're going to get the velvety smoothness and the richness that fills the mouth from the malolactic fermentation. But you're also going to get a citrusy characteristic and a blossom sort of interesting little flavor that comes through in the mouth. Now in the aromas, you're going to get almost like a gingerbread characteristic, which is really different, but also a vanilla aroma that comes out. But that isn't from the oak influence, because there isn't any. It is just from the malolactic fermentation. So what do I recommend? Obviously, it's a vegan wine. So put it with roasted butternut squash, put it with asparagus. Doesn't mean you have to have it just with vegan food though. Stick it with fish, stick it with shellfish. It's going to reward you with loads of different flavors. Because it's got that creaminess, you could also put it with a creamy, rich sauce if you want to, especially if you're smothering it over a nice fish, or you want to enhance something like a paella or something like that. So Gerard Bertrand, the Prima Nature Chardonnay, I think it's amazing. I'll put a link to it in this video. Cheers.